All right, welcome guys. Matt the Mortgage Guy here. First video of the year with my buddy Mike Zuber. So happy 2026 to you, Mike, to the whole ORAT community. As we start 2026, obviously a lot of people are looking back. What happened in 2025? What do we expect in 2026? And instead of getting my take to start things off, I'd love to hear your take on where you see a bunch of different stuff going in 2026, mainly, real estate and mortgage market as you've got your buddy Matt the Mortgage Guy on here.
So I think there's a couple of things going on. We'll talk mortgage and then we'll talk housing in general. First, we'll do housing real quick because I think a lot of people are going to miss this, but it's going to be really important in the big scheme of things as a U.S. economy. Housing makes up between 12 and 13% of the economy, right? Think about all the things that go into buying and selling a home, upgrading a home, remodeling a home, doing all of those things. Housing's a big component. And probably unbeknownst to most people, the housing industry has been in either a depression or a recession for almost 3 years. What does that mean in the big scheme of things? That means when you hear GDP is up 4.3% or GDP is up 2.1%, that is on the back of a negative contribution from housing. So in Q3, we had a 4.3% bump in GDP. Housing was probably a negative 0.5%. So if you can get housing to even and let alone positive, it will be a massive swing for the U.S. economy. And congratulations. I've said it before. I called it. I was right. I believe August will prove to be the bottom of transactions. We have already seen September, October, and November be stronger month on month. So it does appear that August might be the bottom. But what does that mean for 2026? I think the momentum continues. And I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but the last spring selling season was a dud. It's easy comparisons. So the first thing I'll say about housing in general is I believe in 2026, the housing industry, which is roughly 1/8 of the economy, is finally a wind at the back versus a wind in the face. It's helping everyone. So if you're in the housing industry, which mortgage is a component of that, it's going to be a better year than you probably expect, especially because 60% of your competition left. So the pie's going to get bigger and there's less people eating. So go nuts. That's what I say about housing. And again, the numbers support that, right? Pending home sales up 3.3%. Pending home sales are the strongest of the year at the close of the year, which does not happen. So I feel pretty good about that. Now let's talk about mortgage. I actually think mortgage will be the bright spot of housing. Now, why is that? Well, real estate agents make money when you buy and sell. Mortgage brokers make money when stuff is sold and bought, but you also have refis, and you actually have two kinds of refis. You have rate and term refis, and you have cash out refis. I believe all of those are going to be better. And I'll give you this one kind of crazy guess of mine, prediction. I believe the total loan volume originated in 2026 will be somewhere between 20 and 25% larger than 25. Now, why do I think that? Again, in 2025, we had a dud of a spring selling season. We're going to do about 4 million transactions. I think we're going to do 4.25 or so next year. So transactions will be up. That will be helpful. We had a little mini rate and term refi boom kind of a couple of months ago. I think that continues as more and more people see advantages from simple rate and term refis. But the big money maker, and I say this as somebody executing a couple already, is cash out refis. I believe there are a lot of people sitting, right? We have never had this much home equity, right? Trillions of dollars. I forget what the number is, like 24 or 26 trillion. I think there's going to be a lot of investors that go, okay, it's time, the market is settled down. It's a buyer's market. It's time for me to take this dead equity and go make it work. So I expect cash out refis to be a big part of business. And again, I say that as somebody who's had millions and millions of dollars in equity and done nothing with it. I'm starting to do stuff with it. And I think there's going to be a lot of investors do that. So I think housing will be a bright spot for the entire economy, but I think mortgage will be the brightest of bright spots inside housing. So I know it's been a couple of tough years. I know most mortgage brokers are down from their peaks. But if you've survived, if you're kicking and screaming and you're still here, congratulations. You're going to be sitting at a Vegas buffet and you're going to have the pick of the litter. I think you're going to have an amazing year, plus 20%, plus 25. So that's what I think's coming.
I love to hear it. Love to hear it. A couple things that you said really, popped out, and I'd like to add some context as a mortgage broker who's actively, writing mortgages every single day. Go to mtmg.com, by the way, if you want to connect with me and my team.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to say about the cash out refi is you're 100% right. And, a lot of people have a lot of equity, and there's, people, yourself included, that have paid off properties, whatever that number is, where like 60% of homes in the US are, mortgage free.
I think it's 40, but yes. 40%.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more calls, Mike, where it's like, hey, we've got a project coming up where we're going to do X, Y, and Z. I've got these two properties. I want to pull out 50, 60% equity, still want a good equity in that home, but let me get 150 here and 200 grand here. I'm going to do, a new build on this lot I bought, or whatever the case may be. More of those calls than I've ever got. And then as far as, the, August being the low, I think you're 100% right. I haven't done the numbers. This is the first time, Mike, I've been in mortgage for 12 years. I can't tell you my last year's number. I was watching like mortgage brokers post 59 transactions for 27 million, 122 transactions for 54 million. And I was thinking to myself, this is the first year. And I don't think I thought about it and was like, I'm not going to do that. But I just haven't been paying as much attention to numbers, just out there trying to serve people. But I think I'm almost positive that my Q4 of 25 was probably my largest quarter volume wise since Q1 of 22.
I would think so. I mean, that's what's happening, folks. And it's quiet. It's sneaky. And it's not normal, right? Normally Q4 is not the big quarter. And I just don't think, I think people are sleeping on the momentum in housing and in mortgage, right? And again, the mortgage business, when the eating's good, it's good, right? Because you got rate and term, you got cash out, and you got purchase. And I think all three are going to be positive for the year. So, you're what you do in mortgage, how you just focus on helping people, you're going to clean up. It's going to be amazing to watch.
Yeah. To your point too, about less people being in the business, it could be attributed to, I've been doing it over a decade and I've got, 100+ Google reviews, but I've got more calls, just people saying, hey, I looked you up, you got a good reputation. I'm trying to do a gift of equity transaction, sell this home to my sister. And, part of that is like good quality mortgage brokers are harder to find than they were, in 2021 when it wasn't quite the 2008 level where all waiters and bartenders were writing loans, but it was pretty high. Right?
Baristas, I always pick on baristas.
Had a lot of people out there. Baristas. So, last thing I want to say that I brought up to you earlier is just like, I can feel and see things, in my opinion, before an article gets written or before, it reaches the desk of somebody writing for realtor.com. And I know for a fact that there is buyer demand that didn't die like some of the articles might have, talked about. It just pressed pause. It just said, you know what? Not right now. And that buyer demand is slowly but surely re-entering the market, a controlled re-entry into, and I talked to somebody recently about, 2026 being the year of people saying, okay, they're coming to terms with the fact that rates aren't going back to 3%. They're coming to terms with, home prices feel high to me, but I guess they're not coming down. Right. And so people are coming to terms with that and, going out there, and maybe they're being a little bit more picky. Maybe they're being more intentional about how they structure their mortgage, but they're buying, right? The 24 and 25 buyer pause is starting to, come apart, in my opinion.
No, I think you're absolutely right. The human condition, having studied consumers for 30 plus years, they can only retreat or pull back for a short time before they just life happens. And I think what you started to see in Q4 and what others will see in 26 is the fact that interest rates have stopped, doing this. That's what scares the consumer, right? When rates do this, seemingly daily, the consumers just pull back because they're scared. Like, I don't know. But when you have rates do this for a quarter and then 2 quarters, and they're not really, that's easy for a consumer to go, okay, I guess this is what they are. That's what you're seeing.
Yeah. I mean, and you and I, being consumer facing for years and years and years, know that consumer sentiment matters. Certainty matters.
Yes.
Volatility scares the heck out of most consumers. And so
Exactly.
I think you're 100% right. If rates sit in this even 6 to 6.25 range, and they're just flat and stable, and there's no crazy stuff going on with the economy, people are going to feel comfortable enough for a certain portion of them to go out there and go, you know what? I do want to buy a home. This is the current landscape. As much as I want 3% interest rates and 20% discount on a house, I'm not getting it. I'm going to go out there, get myself pre-approved, run the numbers, have a strategy, go out and buy a house.
Yeah, and heaven forbid we post a 599. I think we're at 6.17 last I checked. If we got to 599, it could get wild. It really could.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And it's one of those things where it's in my opinion not a guess. Like, I have 80, 90, 100 pre-approved buyers, and there's tens of thousands of mortgage brokers across the country that have the same.
Yep. X%
of those are kind of on the fence, and they don't need that big of a push. They just need a gentle, hey pal, 5.875 is available. And then all of a sudden that person's out shopping and submitting offers this weekend.
Yeah. And then they get 1 point and they get the seller to pay it, and they're at 5.5 or whatever. Exactly. That's what's coming.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what we're already doing. And honestly, that's what smart buyers are doing. If you want to be a smart buyer, go out there in a market where a seller doesn't have a lot of buyers knocking down their front door, get a discount on the price.
That's exactly why I'm raising hundreds of thousands of dollars already on my relatively big stack, is because I want to compete when there's less buyers. And believe me, every offer is going to have seller paying this, seller paying that. Because again, I'm going to be looking at stuff that's 45 days on market or longer. I don't look at the new listings. I want the stuff that's old, ugly, and outdated, right? As far as days on market, that's where the deals are.
Well, that's the take that I want to get to close this thing out, Mike, is how long do you think that door is open? Because I know, a lot of people know, it's not every market, but many markets have a dynamic where sellers are having trouble selling. Buyers are having their way. Buyers have a lot of leverage. How long do you think that door is open, on average? Because every market.
I guess so. The question is, how long does the buyer's market last, right? If you're in one of those, and they're hard to say, because they can flip quickly, and buyer's markets never last. I'm comfortable saying, and will be acting in my own self-interest, that it's going to survive 6 months. It could go all year, but I don't want to plan for that. I'm going to plan for 6 months, and that's why I'm raising capital right now and hope to have the capital in a couple of weeks, because I want to do some, disrespectful offers, frankly, and see who says yes. And so I'm going to act like it's 6 months, and then if it goes a little bit longer, I'll be okay. But I don't want to be surprised the other way, plan for a year and then get shocked at 6 months.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens this spring, because like you said, 25, the spring buying market came and went. We never saw it. I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, where'd it go?
Right. And I think that there's a lot of sellers that, have seen the softness in the market and like, well, I'm not going to sell now. October, November, plenty of conversations with sellers who said, I'm going to wait till the spring. So I think there might be a good bit of inventory that's going to come out in the spring. It's probably going to coincide with a equal, influx of demand. And so to your point, it might just be a great time for an industry professional to go out and do more transactions.
Sure.
But it might be a wash where there's not so much inventory and not demand, where it becomes a buyer's market and, things go on sale. But demand's also probably not going to outpace inventory by enough to create a dynamic where we push prices up. So probably some more of the same for the first 2 quarters of 2026. But as always, got to be prepared. Whether you're an investor, whether you're a buyer buying a primary residence, go out and get yourself pre-approved, run the numbers. If you want to connect with us, it's mtmg.com. If not, it's us, somebody in your local market you like and trust. Do that stuff first before you start your Redfin search, before you start asking your realtor to show you 3 homes. Pre-approved numbers, understand it, understand your budget, understand, the target you're trying to hit. Because then you go out and you start shooting arrows. A lot easier to hit the target when you know what the friggin' target is. All right.
Amen. Amen. There you go, man. mtmg.com. Give him a shout. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Thanks, Mike.